Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we are doing something a little different. So today we are going to be talking about the 11 miles ritual. So here it is, here's the Wikipedia page. So, the 11 miles ritual I've been watching for the past probably a few days and watching like some scary videos just because I kind of want to get to spice things up about my channel and just to talk about, the paranormal stuff. So today we are talking about the 11 miles ritual. Again, I said that. So if you don't know what it is, here it is. I advise any of you, do not play it out of any circumstances because it will honestly be the death of you, and you may die, and it will not be anything you want to happen to you. So here's this description of it. It says, do you have something that you truly relentlessly desire despite your state of life? Is there something else that you would go completely to the end of the world to get? Well, lucky for you, there's a way to achieve what you're looking for, and you won't need to go to the end of the world to get it. But you will need to go somewhere, and the place may be too out of reach for some. It is not far away, closer than one may believe, but there are requirements that just individuals may not meet. So you could die. Honestly, I haven't seen any YouTube videos where the person actually dies, which probably I will never see that, but people may die if you actually go and play the 11 miles challenge. And it's just not for faint of heart. First, whatever it is that you seek, you know that you must seriously desire what you want. So like fame or wealth or something like that. In your eyes, it should be something that you need. If you begin the journey without the correct state of mind, you will surely fail, as it will be near impossible to turn back once the journey starts. The second requirement is that you will need a motorized vehicle, such as an ATV or a motorcycle. But this has proven to be quite difficult, as the conditions of the journey can prove to be bothersome. So after any circumstance, do not do motorcycle or ATV if you attempt this challenge. Because you may actually, because there are things that will attempt to get into your car, so it will just be really bad for you if you just do an ATV or something like that. Don't use a vehicle that's too large or noticeable, as you will need some cover of the night to be more safe. Also, while any sort of car will do, you may not want to choose the most expensive or cherished vehicle. You can take your slick new black Mercedes for a drive if you like, but don't expect it to come out in pristine state. Make sure your vehicle is completely fueled before beginning to drive. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I don't want to waste time reading the whole thing, but it just says to, so what it says is choose a time when it's the most at night, where you don't think that people are on roads. So don't, because then it won't work because you're on a normal road. You have to be at night where you're alone, and you have to. There's no point in going on this trip if you're not alone. Because I've seen many YouTube videos where it's they go within two, and that's it's not okay to do that. So, anyway, just go alone. So you begin, choose a time at night where it feels like there's nobody on the road, as I said before. And then just thinking really hard about your desire. Just really just, think about it, Think about what you most desire, and then you will find the road. And the gut feeling in your stomach, you know that it's right on the next turn. And I saw a video where literally they went straight, and they went in the 11 miles challenge, and they went straight, and literally at the end of the 11 mile challenge, they found that they went straight back to where they started, at the very lamppost, and it was creepy as F. And it was just really, that was one of the coolest ones I saw. So if you want to check it out, just check it on YouTube, because then you can watch stupid people and you don't really have to experience it yourself. But I would suggest not to do it at all in any circumstances. Okay, so here are the rules once you get on the miles. Once you get on the miles, just think of it and then wish on it and then start your drive. You don't literally have to stop, but you have to think about it for a little bit, So, here are the rules. Don't turn on the radio during the drive, because it's just not safe. Do not use a phone during the drive. Reception will be cut off anyway. Do not open the windows during the drive. Nope, because there's cult members or there's ghosts that's going to get you. Make sure they are closed before you continue. If you're riding a vehicle without windows or on the top, then prepare for the worst, as the odds are heavily against you. So don't use a vehicle that has no windows. Don't use a Jeep. The Jeep is just really horrible anyway, so don't use a Jeep. Just use something that is a regular economy car or something like that. It really doesn't matter. So okay, it just says feel free. Okay, so now you start your journey, and it's on the first mile. So really nothing really happens, but the road you pass is mostly through woods, and with a few miles being an exception. I'm just going to read the paragraph actually. On the first mile, you won't see much change. The road passes through mostly woods, with a few miles being an exception. The air will turn a bit colder, in which you should turn on your heating system if the vehicle has one. You won't want to take your eyes off the road later. Take some time to calm your uneasiness by admiring some of the night sky. You'll see it completely lined with stars. Some than what you would ever believe possible. If the weather was cloudy beforehand, you'll also notice the sky is now clear. So, completely, that's kind of weird, but it's not really weird. Just, if you're doing it, seriously, just don't do it. If you're doing it, then please, 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 just calm your easiness, because then it's going to get just a whole lot of worse, and you're just going to go through what I would call heck, and it's not fun. It's not going to be fun, and I watched many YouTube videos on it, and they just hate the whole entire thing, and they do it many, many times, just like any other Ouija board or something like that. And it's basically what that is. And just please, just calm yourself, because you're gonna be and prepare for the worst. So that's what that. So now on your second mile, it will become even colder. So I would suggest turning on the heater, which it says on here. Turn on the heater. Try to stay calm in this situation, actually, and it doesn't really It says if the air gets too cold to bear, even with the heat on, your only option is to speed up. So it just gets more dangerous. It's just like the road, as you go through and as you speed up through the road, it just gets more and more hazardous, and it's just this winding road. So just be careful if you're playing this game. Don't play the game, actually. Just if you want to, then just do it. Okay? Fine, do it. Okay. Do whatever you want, but I would suggest doing it. So, on the 3rd mile, okay, I'll just read the description, but I'm getting low on time right now, so on the 3rd mile, you may begin to spot silhouettes of human figures in the landings of the trees. So it's just like, pay no attention to them, even if they seem to get closer. It will be hard to resist peeking after their unnerving, distant appearance, but now they will reveal themselves later. At this time, the road will become a dirt if you weren't driving on it in the beginning. Keeping on the center of the path, as it will become narrow and wide in random intervals. On quick side note, should you never attempt to turn around despite the previous warnings, you will be left on the path which never ends. You will simply run out of fuel eventually and be left to freeze in the cold conditions. So don't turn back, because you gotta reach, no matter what, there's really nothing you can do at this point. You have to keep on going. So, on the 4th mile, you will not only see more figures, you will begin to hear them in the back of your mind. A very faint, unintelligible whisper with echo. They will come and go, but you can't stop them. If they become bothersome or distracting, try and tone them out by thinking of what is your desire. Attempting to listen and determine what the voices are saying will only attract them to you, and you want to be as far away from them as you can. They'll be closer later, so it's no use bringing them near you this early. So please, just think about something else, honestly. So on the 5th mile, you will come to a clearing, the lining of trees to your left that will disappear to reveal a lake with no end, with beaming. I lost my place. A beaming great moon over the water. The illumination from the moon will be a spectacular that the vehicle headlights will no longer be required. Restrain yourself from gazing at it. If you look at its light, or for even more than a few seconds, the road in front of you will end, throwing your vehicle into the water, in which you will freeze in mere minutes. The voices will be gone for this mile, but don't rejoice it, they will be back. So, just keep driving. On the 6th mile, take into account that you are more than halfway done. Despite the progress, you may lose hope here. The stars will disappear at this point, leaving the sky an empty black abyss. The clearing will have ended, leading you back into the woods. The only light you will have will be provided by your vehicle headlights, and they will flicker from the time to time, even if you're sure they're perfect working order. So, don't expect the worst now. If your radio in the vehicle will turn on here automatically, if you didn't turn it off beforehand, it will proceed your overwhelming screech that will end you off the path. A calm voice will then begin to speak about your greatest fears. What is your fear fortified in your life? It will speak in a way that will cause you to visualize the words in your mind, so don't listen to it. If you begin to comprehend what it's saying, the horrors will prove too much for you to stay on the road safely. Attempting to turn off the radio will prove no use. Speed up if you need to. Just keep your mind off the voice as much as you can, leaving your ears at peace for now. On the 7th, they will return. Figures will return on the and then you'll start to hear screams. Then you're growing closer to each second at the point on. So